Hello guys and welcome. In this section of the course we're going to be talking about links and buttons in CSS. That is how we can style links and buttons. So what we're going to do now is we are going to create our boilerplate, and I'll give this a title of let's say links and buttons. So if I run my live server, you see we just have nothing, just the title has changed. Okay, now we begin to style. I'll first of all create an anchor tag, which is a link and it's going nowhere, and we'll put something like login. Okay, this is enough, and then we save it. We get this, or let's I don't think I like that G there, so let's just do something like click me. Okay, so this is what we have here. Next thing we're going to do, let's create a button, and I'll sign up. I think this will work. Okay, we have this here. So they are not block elements, they are inline elements. That's why they're on the same line. So let's just put some line breaks, about 3 of them here, and we save, so we can see we have enough space now. I'll also put another one on top here, so we have that shift down as well. Okay, so you can actually see what is happening here. So by default, I think you have an underlined something here, and then click me. So this is by default what you'll have, and there's something called pseudo selectors rather. That's if I hover on this now, you see it changes to a pointer, and if I come out, it's out. But for this one, it is not the same. So we can begin to style this. It doesn't look nice, and it's very rare for you to see something you click on a page like this. So let's begin to style that. Inside of our header, we are going to create a style tag, and in the style tag we are going to select our anchor tag. Let's start by styling this, and let's give it a color of we don't like that color there, so let's give it a color, this aquamarine color, and let's see. Okay, now it has changed. So we can also remove the underline by using text decoration none. So if we do this, you can see that underline sign is out. Let me use something we can see. Let's say blue. We can see blue very well. Okay, so and the text decoration is out, so you can use any color of your choice. Now the next thing we can do to this is let's begin to look at its states. The first one is the hover state. So a semicolon hover, I think that is colon symbol. I try to mix them together. So what hover does is that when you move your pointer over it, some things happen. Now the only thing that happens now is that the pointer changes. So we can try to do something like when we hover on it, the color should change to let's say teal. It's 1L. So now if I come here and I hover on it, you see the color changes. So this is one of the states. Another state is known as the active state. Active, that means that when we're on it, the color would remain. Until we leave it, the color will change. So let's give it a color. When it is active, let's give it a color of let's say brown. Okay, I'll just pick one here, this color. Let's go with that one. So now you can see if I hover on it, it changes color, but if I click and hold it, it is active. So that is one of the states. Most times you use this active state when you visited a link and you want it to show that that link is active. That is when most of the times you're going to use this. And then another state is the visited state. If you click on Google, there are sometimes you search a page, and then when you return back to the main page, it changes its color, trying to tell you that you visited that page or that site. So that is done using the visited I don't think it will show here because I've already clicked on it. Automatically, if I type the color, it's going to take that color. So let's use something black, because I've visited it already. So you see it already changed automatically even without me coming there, because it will not change even if you try to refresh it. So that is, I hardly use this one. So now that these are the four main states, the pseudo this thing in this one. So the next thing we're going to look at now is the button, how we can style it. And I will just go down here and I'll give this a class of btn. In most cases you could have lots of links and all, and you don't want to start styling them individually, so you can just create a class of something and then you automatically add it. So let's work on what we have now. I'll comment this out, or I'll just take it off completely so that we have our color back. Okay, so now let's begin to style. We'll pick that class of btn, and for this we want a background color. So what background color do we use? Okay, I selected a page. This is a page I always use when I work. It is called materialpalette.com. Look at it. So it's about colors you can use to work. So let's say I want to make use of purple and cyan color. So you see it will just bring up different color palettes I can use. So I'll be working with this now. I'll use some colors from here. So let's give it this color here. I'll copy this out and I'll paste here. Let's come back here and see. So if I save, I should save this. So you can see we get that background color, and I want to change the text to white. Is white okay? So you can see they've given us some things here. The text that is very good for this is black. So let's use the black text. That is why this is very important. So let's use the text we have been told. Color black pound fff. Is that color black is actually 000. Let's see. Okay, but okay, so I'm just trying to show you. Let's work with this directly. I think this color would be nice as this. So if I paste this here and I take this out and I use a white color fff, save this, and okay, so we have something like this. I just want to make this look good and kind of show you this site as well. And then next thing we can do is, for if you take a closer look at this, let me zoom it up a bit. Not this one, let me zoom this up a bit. That's the browser. You will see that the border has the button has a border. So we take it off by using what is known as the border, and we set it to none. And if we save, you see it goes away. Okay, now let's make both both fonts consistent. So we can use font size of, let's use 16 pixel. Let me reduce this again back to 100. Okay, now the next thing we can apply to this is padding. And for the padding, I want the top and bottom to be 10 pixel, and then I want the left and right to be 20 pixel. So you can see that now they are the same. Let me change the font for the body. I can do that here. Let me come up here and body, font family. Which should I use? Okay, I'll use this one. So we get it's okay. So coming back here, we can also work on this. Like I said, if you hover on this, you get a cursor, and if you come on this, you get this. So we can make it consistent on all. So you can change the cursor to pointer. So if we hover on this, we get the same thing. If we hover on this, we get the same thing. So that is that. Now we can also work on the button when we hover on it. Dot btn :hover, and for this let's use a background color of, let's come back here and pick something. Let's take this dark shade of purple, and then we paste here, and then we can give a font, a color of text color of let's say pound F4. So if we come here and we hover, you see we get that nice shade. So it's applicable for both. And then we can also add border radius here of, let's say 5, so that we get that nice curve on the edge. So you can see what we have here, and it's looking pretty good. So this is how we can style border buttons and anchor tags, that is link. So if we come here now and we just, let me break this, and let's say we just have h3 welcome, and then we have p tag of hello, or let's use lorem 20, and then after that we just include a button, and then we can just easily add the class of btn, and we say submit. So if we just do this, and you can see what we get here automatically. If we hover on it, we get that hover effect. So that is that on this. I believe you understand what we're doing here. So if you've not subscribed to the channel, you should do so and expect more videos.